head coach Brandon Alvarez. And Coach Alvarez, who was, real happy with the way that his team played in week 1. They were extremely successful as they really put it to Hughes Springs. The final score was 72-0.
Wow.
So a massive score right there, and a big win in week 1 for the Garrison Bulldogs. And so I had Coach Alvarez, and I had to talk to him about that big win. And basically, here's what he had to say.
Let's take a look.
Oh, the big win week 1. We have been working for those guys for 2 weeks, and the defense coordinator he had a really good plan going into the game, and how we repped at practice. I think it really showed off, Friday night. And tell you what, the kids did what they needed to. They took care of business. Like, even when we started going up, the kids, they kept doing their job, especially the offensive line and D line, and it was just a good team win. Lots of kids got to play and executed really well.
Tell me about this year's team.
We are very experienced. We have a lot of guys coming back on both sides of the ball, and we have high expectations for ourselves.
How would you compare this year's team as opposed to the ones that you've been on in the past?
Like I said, experience. I mean, we still have some of the same guys that I've been playing with since I was a freshman. Our group is, we started out very young, and we've grown a lot, and this is the year to show it. So this is our last year, so we got to make it all we can.
All right, Mark, so it's a big year ahead for Garrison.
So, yeah, I mean, just hearing the quarterback right there, and there's a handful of guys that have been on that team since their freshman year, and so as a sportscaster, it was inspiring, and so I love to hear from those guys, and I wish them the best of luck.
Well, the coach talked about how they worked on their defense. They really worked. Well, he talked about the opposition having a great defense, and they just shattered it. Talk to me and talk to us about the young players. They obviously have depth on this team. What do you think this team's expectations and possibilities can be? Can they be playing in late November, early December?
I would like to say yes. Sometimes it's hard to make predictions after just week 1.
Right.
But I would like to think so. I mean, they were absolutely lights out on both sides of the ball this past Friday. They're going to have a big, I think we'll have the answer to that really after this Friday, Michael, because they're going to be taking on ARP, and ARP, as you know, is in our top 10.
Yes.
And so that. I think I might hold off on answering that till next week. How about that?
Good idea.
I'm going to cop out.
Good idea. Well, and that's the thing. See, again, these are early preseason games. Preseason meaning prior to district games. And you make a good point, Mark, because they're in our top 10. They were not in it last week. And they want to be known for more than just having DeMarvion Overshown playing for the Dallas Cowboys. They want to have their own, regimen of being very good. And this should be a good test for Garrison. And if Garrison can get over the top of ARP, who just entered our poll, that may say a lot about ARP, and it may say a lot about us that we can't spot winners. But anyway, I think this is going to be a good matchup, and we'll be at that game. One of the games we're going to be at. Before I let you go, Mark,